Okay guys, so to start off this tutorial on this beautiful girl sitting in front of my camera today, I'm going to start off by hydrating her skin. Her skin is a little bit more on the normal to dry side, so I like to make sure that it's hydrated, because if your skin is not hydrated and you have more drier skin, foundation is just not going to sit right on it. So I made sure that I plump and hydrated her skin first, and then I went in to fill the brows in. I did use two products, a pencil and a gel, to do it, because one of my biggest thing is to make sure that the makeup lasts throughout the night. So I used a pencil to shape her brows, and then I went in with a gel to make sure that the shape is nice and defined, and also that in the areas where her hair is more sparse, that the product is not going to wear away throughout the night. I am going to also use some concealer from the palette, and I'm going to use that to clean up the brows. I'm also going to bring that down on the lid a bit, because I want that lid to be nice and even before I begin with eyeshadows. For my base today, I am going to be using the MAC 24-hour eyeshadow base. I just like to use this one because, once again, it makes sure that the makeup stays throughout the night. Before I go in with my eyeshadows, I did set down the product with some powder, and this just makes sure that your eyeshadows blend a little bit better. Then I'm going to go in with Saddle by MAC, and I'm going to be using pretty much mostly MAC eyeshadows today. They're very accessible. If you guys do like this look, you can always go to MAC and purchase these eyeshadows, or you can go there, tell them what you like, and you know, they can pull the eyeshadows for you, and there goes your look. Anyhow, for the crease, Saddle, and right now I'm using Ground Brown, which is a beautiful dark brown shade, and I'm going to use that to start defining the crease. I think this is a 217 brush that I'm using from MAC. If not, it's a Sigma version of the 217 brush. It's a little bit smaller than my crease brush, so it gives me a little bit more control in the placement of that dark brown color. And then I just went in and used some more powder just to set the brow bone a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with black with a flat eyeshadow brush. This is a MAC brush. I don't remember the exact name, but I will leave it down below. And I'm going to use that brush because it's flat. It's a little bit dense. I don't really like that as a eyeshadow brush, but for applying black to the crease, I really do like it. To blend out that black, yes. To blend out the black, I did go in with a eyeshadow by MAC called Dance in the Dark. It's from their eyeshadow times 15 palette, and I'm just going to use that just to blend out that black a little bit more. Then I'm going to go in with a dark brown eyeshadow base. I could have gone in with an eyeshadow. I could have extended the dark brown there, but I prefer to go in with sort of like a crease color, because of course I am going to be putting a lid shade down, but I definitely wanted to make sure that the bottom lash line is nice and done before I put my glittery eyeshadow on top, because I don't want it to transfer to the crease, so everything remains nice and clean. So pretty much whatever I did to the top crease, I'm going to do to the bottom lash line. So I'm using Saddle as my transition shade. Then I did the, what's this shade called? Dance in the Dark. And then now I'm doing the black to smoke out the lower lash line. By the way, the liner that I used on the waterline is Feline by MAC. So now I'm going to be doing a winged liner. Once again, I personally prefer to make sure that everything is done before I do my glittery shade, because this look, I pretty much wanted to go with a smoky liner type look. I wanted to make sure the liner is down first, because I am going to add some more black to the outer crease and smoke it up to make sure that there is a nice transition of dark in the lash line up to the crease. I want to make sure all of this work is done first before I put my sparkle down, because when I put my lid shade down, I don't want to, you know, do anything else to it. It's down, it stays, and it won't budge through the night. By the way, when this part comes, one of my favorite eyeshadow base for glitters is by Eye Candy. That's the one I use for my lid today. It's just unbelievable. It's just the perfect glitter base. So if you guys are in the market for an amazing glitter base, try that one. I guarantee you that you could do anything through the night and your glitter would stay put. For this one, I'm actually using a body sparkle from Ingot. I'll leave the exact number down below. I mean, you guys know already, I love Ingot products. They're just absolutely beautiful. I didn't want to give her too much of a chunky glitter, to be honest, because as much as she enjoyed this the process of getting her makeup done, she's not like the biggest makeup wearer, so I really wanted to keep it nice and dramatic, but a little bit more subtle as well. So I didn't want to go with too much of a chunky glitter, but if that's your look, you know, I think that will work, especially for prom. Anyhow, guys, that same palette I'm going to use to do her foundation, highlight, and contour. I used only one product, and that was a Cinema Secret palette. I'll leave the exact number down below. Definitely the lighting kept changing here, and her contour to me on camera was looking a little bit more gray, but you guys stay tuned. I'll guarantee you that you will see that everything matched her foundation to her neck. Everything was perfect, to be honest, but the lighting kept changing, so at some point it looked a little bit more gray than it really, you know, should look. But as I said, you guys will see that it all turned out looking beautiful. Same palette, once again, I'm going to use to highlight. I didn't want to use, once again, anything too much on her. This is cream, but you can definitely blend it out to the consistency that you want it. So I'm going to go back and forth with my foundation brush, my contour brush, and, you know, the beauty blender, just to make sure that everything is nicely blended. Next, I'm going to go in and I'm going to bake. And the reason why I love to bake, especially for a long process of like an event, is because it just makes your makeup stay so much more put than if I had set it with a powder and left it. Baking is one of those things that if you do it right, your makeup will not budge. I don't necessarily think it's for all skin types, but if you can do it, especially even if it's for a very short period of time, it would just ensure that your makeup stay throughout the night. If you guys want me to do a more detailed contour, highlight, and baking tutorial, definitely let me know, because this is something that I definitely think, especially for the summer, it works. And it doesn't have to look cakey, it doesn't have to look unnatural. It just makes sure that your makeup once again stays put a lot better than normal. So next I'm gonna be blending and adding different colors. To be honest, I'll leave all the stuff that I use down below, but I use MAC's Dark Deep Mineralize powder to set the outer perimeters of her face. I also used dark to brush away the highlighted portion, and then I went in with a palette that, if you guys have been following me for a very long time or followed me through my foundation, highlight, and contour, you would have known that palette, but I use that to contour her cheekbones. Anyways, I'm gonna blush, and I did use a sleek blush called Sahara. She loved this highlighter, but anyhow, I did use the Carli Bybel highlight to highlight her cheekbones as well. And of course, you want to make sure that you set the brows, and I always do it after I do powders, because then I know that it's not, you know, masking the shade of the brows. For lips, honestly, we went through about 3 different lips, but we ended up with something that is more on a pinky nudie look. And then for the lip liner, I went in with MAC's Chestnut, MAC's Half and Half, mixed with a little bit of Velvet Teddy on the lips. She wanted to keep it matte, which, you know, I love a matte lip, so we ended up keeping it matte without a gloss on top. And then I use another body sparkle by Ingot just in the inner tear duct, just to make sure that it is nice and bright in there. For the hair, she did already have an install, so what I'm doing is pretty much flat ironing her hair to naturally match with her extensions. And then I'm gonna go in with the New Me wand just to put some big wand curls in it. Guys, I cannot get over how beautiful she looked, and she really enjoyed this process, putting on the makeup, having her hair done, and see, she couldn't stop taking selfies. We both enjoyed this process, and I'm so glad she chose me to, you know, make her over for her prom. And I love her so much. But anyhow, this is the final look, guys. I hope you did enjoy. Thank you so much for watching.